I don't think so. We're going to be at Anime NYC 2022 on Sunday, November 20th. So you can see me and Sebastian if you want to come visit. My cosplay for the Soki King is being developed as we speak. So that's on its way, you jerks.
Let me not laugh.
Tomorrow, I will be hosting a mini podcast for our mini series called The Secret Voice Entry Episodes on our channel with the incredible Chestnut Tanuki, who's popping off on TikTok, and the wonderful Himi, to talk about a broad range of topics about One Piece. So tomorrow at 6 p.m., you're going to be able to catch us speaking about One Piece with the ladies. On Wednesday, we will be bringing back Sebastian's Davies Dark Tournament with a whole new set of rules and matchups. Would you be able to explain to the fans what they should expect for this Wednesday at 6 p.m.?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know last week we had the draft, which was super awesome. But we are going back to the Davies Dark Tournament. Really appreciate everybody who showed up for the draft and enjoyed it. And all the content creators we were able to collab with. That was really fun. But it's Davies Dark Tournament time this week. And this week, we are going to be doing duos. So it will be a pair of One Piece characters trying to take on a bracket of other One Piece duos. Some of the best and most legendary duos in the series will be on display for a bonus round as well. So tune in for that. There's going to be some really quirky and funny matchups and really some interesting powerhouses being combined with some not so strong people. I won't go too deep into that. I'll reveal the full bracket on Wednesday, but definitely tune in if you guys want to champion for your combatants. And as always, come into the Discord and chat with us. We love to interact with you guys. That's why we do the Davies Dark Tournament in the fashion that we do it. But tune in. It's going to be Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Should be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Seb, for letting us know all about that. And before we get to the super chats and go into the chapter, so for our merch, we have small and medium stock only right now. Everything else is sold out. If you're looking to cop some merch from us, just know we don't make any money from it, really. Like, literally, we probably make like $2 the most. But everything else is to get your items immediately shipped within a week, the box, and the shirt itself. If you want to purchase that, it's thatonepiecetalk.com/merch. If one of the mods can just put the link in there, then you could just click the link and search for it as well. But for all the announcements, I think that's really it. I know there's some people who became a member, and we have some super chats, and you guys are not letting me talk. So we're gonna get to them right now. Seb, can we hit that?
Real quick. Oh man, we got a couple super chats sitting. We got a 2-month membership to Nakama from Kaizoku Zoro. It says, "Good to have you, Larry. We all missed."
Thank you so much. Thank you for saying something nice for once, you guys.
Oh man, we got another $5 super chats from Jacob Tiffany. It says, "Lawrence, it's no longer a joke. We need you as Pop Hug to start."
How would we even do that?
Yo, listen. I don't know if they even have that.
Would we get like a box? You just walk in.
You could probably get, because I don't know if they have a cosplay for him. Like, you could order.
No, they don't.
But you could probably get like a Patrick the Star one, and then like spray paint it, and then just put it.
Don't disrespect. Was it Papagon? What's his name?
You don't even know his name. You don't even know his name.
You missed one. Yeah, that.
Listen.
Oh snap.
If y'all serious about the Papa God cosplay, then let us know. Because Lawrence has yet to done anything that's embarrassing.
Facts.
And it's best to embarrass Lawrence because he takes himself too seriously.
For real. Well, thank you so much. We got a 5-month membership to Nakama from our guy, Celestial Donkey. It says, "Lawrence, how much to take the shades off? #BuggyGang."
So I said it earlier, I'm not going to make it easy for y'all.
Don't do that crazy.
No. What I mean is, like, it's you guys gotta decide if it's the shades or me dressing up as a character. For now. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta decide. And then when you guys decide, I'll give the price. But I'm not gonna make it easy for y'all.
Bro, they gotta know so they could choose, bro. Like, they gotta know.
Well, the shades is gonna be higher. I'll show you that.
Oh, you're just taking off shades, bro.
These are my identity. Okay,
my God,
you're trying to take away my identity on the show.
Lawrence don't even wear the shades outside the show.
That's not true.
It's
That's
true.
not true.
It's true.
I legit have glasses that are transition lenses.
Okay,
So
what are we talking about?
I'm always shade up.
He's trying to make them charge the money to take his glasses off. Like,
They legit asked the price. They legit asked the price.
Just keep going.
They legit asked the price. Don't come at me, all right?
Oh, they coming for you. We got another
I'm talking about
$2
you.
super chat from James Hudson. It says, #Larry has bad takes. #Lawrence for Papa you.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
We got another $5 from Celestial Donkey. It says, #Lawrence for Papa. Listen, they want you to do it, bro. And we got another $5 from Ozzy Phenom. It says, "I need to get into the call because Oda really is built different." It's probably in conjunction with the chapter.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
All right, another $2 from Jacob Tiffany. It says, "Larry, I'm so serious about the Papa You cosplay." Yo, listen, Lawrence, it sounds like that's what they want. And finally, we got a subscription to the Yonko class from Ryunosuke.
Thank you, Ryunosuke.
Thank you so much.
Yes, for anybody that doesn't know, if you become a member, there's 3 types of memberships you could be on YouTube. It's either I believe, the Nakama, which is like $3, the Shichibukai, which is $7, and then the Yonko, which is $10. If you do either or, you get special emojis and stuff like that, but most of all, you help us with the show. So thank you so much, because we do pay for the show. So thank you so much, guys. Other than that, do we have anything
We
else?
just got another one that hit.
Yeah.
From our guy, Red Haired Shankthumb. It says, "Lawrence got Mihawk eyes under them shades. He ain't letting it slip."
Sebastian, take my shades away, man.
We got another super chat, and I'm not even comfortable reading this one. It's from...
What does it say?
It's from Ginga Diblo. It says, "Larry has the best takes. #cheeked up set."
Yo, listen, bro. Seven, you know what I'm saying? He's been lifting things and then putting them down, you know what I'm saying?
Monday night
Raw cheeks. You know what I'm saying? We got another one?
Oh, man. We got a $2 super chat.
Chestnut Tanuki.
From Chestnut. Chestnut, what's up?
What's up, Chestnut?
It says, "Vegapunk cosplay when? For who?"
Yeah, that would be weird.
I'm not trying to stick my tongue out like
my tongue would be mad dry, bro. But I got that wet, know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
Who got the biggest head?
Come on, bro.
You know it.
Yo, Marv, don't do any close-ups, bro. I will fight you, bro, with these paws, bro. Alright?
Yo.
Yo, we gotta. Alright, bro. Alright,
fault, bro.
Alright, bro. We're gonna go into these questions, bro. We're no longer answering any Chestnut Tanuki questions. That's it, bro. We're done, bro. We're done. Bro.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Alright, so, guys. Let's get into this One Piece chapter real quick. That way we could take phone calls and hear from you guys. So, the title of this new One Piece chapter is The Will of Ohara. On the cover story, we see Germa 66's kingdom, and we have Caesar the Clown and Sanji's brothers and sister flying towards it. I know there's not much to go off on this cover story, but what do you think is going to transpire next?
Oh man.
Thank you, Celestial. Marv, can you make that poll?
I don't even. Marv
doesn't even know how to just. Yeah, the Papagayo one. Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, this is just a simple one. They finally got back to the German Double Six Kingdom and all that. But y'all know how I feel based off my Buggy video. I think they're eventually gonna see cross guild somehow with this. So.
Okay.
I think that's where we're going because, again, in my mind, Germa's whole MO was to get a Yonko's backing, and that's like the newest and most, relatable or most probably easiest to garner a deal with.
Yeah.
Yonko crew out right now. So I think that's where they're going, and it's just one step forward towards Buggy's ultimate crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's me. That's my headcanon. So.
My bad if I cough a couple times, guys. All right. Lawrence, you could just do it that one, and then we'll do it after the total. No, we have somebody else that does all the writing down.
Yeah, mods, please. I think it's Chris who typically does it. Just take note of whatever it said for Lawrence for Papa Gear.
We have to put a total. I don't even know how this Papagayo costume is going to be made.
He doesn't have a bounty. He doesn't. And I don't know how it's gonna be made either.
You're definitely gonna be like a starfish though.
Yeah, I know. Bro, it's starfish with a Jamaican beanie.
Yeah. While we're on the top, do y'all want me to read the super chat?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we did get a $50 super chat from our guy Celestial Doggy. It says we starting the poll now. # Lawrence for Papa. I hope I'm saying his name right because I haven't read his name in forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to remember.
I haven't ever read his name in a while.
Oh man. And then we got another, but thank you so much, Celestial Donkey. It looks like we have a winner for who Lawrence will be cosplaying as, which is awesome. It's
I don't know how I feel about
it. I have to think about how to make it.
Doesn't he wear sunglasses too? It's perfect. It's perfect.
A hat, sunglasses.
It's perfect.
Thank you, Terrence.
Oh man.
I gotta figure out a way to make this, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, just get Pack to the Star and just like spray paint it orange. And then we good.
I gotta see what I could do. Marv, just put a question mark for the total since I don't know how much it's gonna. I have to research it before I want to give out a total because that's just gonna be ridiculous. It doesn't let you put like question marks or anything.
You can't. There's no infinity symbol or something.
All right. I don't know. All right, we're just gonna keep tally and we'll keep it, and then we'll announce it next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got another super chat real quick.
Yeah.
It's from Terrence Matthews. It says, "Disappointed Yamato didn't join because Yamato is fine." Yo, horny police, get him. Get him.
The horny police.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I can't join the police. All right, Lawrence, go.
So I'm just saying. So I just think it's interesting how Caesar was so willingly, I mean, I guess the alternatives, but it's how willingly he was just able to just go to the German 66 army. So I'm guessing him and Judge must be on a better relationship as he has with the other ones, you know? Because I know the only person he kind of like gave his thoughts on was Vegapunk, and he hates Vegapunk. Not that Vegapunk would like do anything harm to him, but Caesar just hates Vegapunk. But like out of this one, Caesar, do you trust Judge? Like, how is your relationship? And I guess we're gonna find that out going on here. But it's not really much here. We just seem that they fully escaped, you know, and Caesar's residing on the German army, and we're gonna see where that falls into. Like maybe To me, I'm not gonna lie. I see Caesar as a bad scientist. I don't see how he adds to.
Bad. I don't know if he's bad.
He focuses on destruction and blowing up things.
Oh, you mean like a bad person?
That too.
I thought you meant like he's poor at his skill set.
I think he's the worst out of all of them. Like at a Queen, Judge, and Vegapunk, I think he's the
Highly
lowest.
disagree, but okay.
Yeah, I think he's the worst.
No,
one.
there's a case to be made. There's a case to be made.
I guess, but
I think he fails. Like his
name 2 other people better than him, bro.
what in
In science, overall, name 2 other people.
besides Vegapunk and Judge.
Well, you're saying the worst of the
Mads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I believe Queen, Judge, and Vegapunk are all better than him.
I mean, Queen ain't really do anything.
And honestly, I think Frankie might even has the potential of surpassing this dude as well.
Listen, you could think that, but all I'm saying is he's done a lot more than Queen has.
Yeah.
Queen has some stuff going, bro.
Yeah,
like-
for himself.
'cause, like, I'm trying to
nothing,
say-
nobody else.
Like for example, he keeps talking about like how his biggest thing, like the biggest what was it? The smile he had, the one on Punk Hazard. But if you look at it, it didn't really kill him. They recovered everybody because all you had to do was just kind of like break it off. Apparently,
You know what? You know why you know Caesar's better than Queen is because they were legitimately buying smiles from Caesar and Doflamingo
They were seeking out Caesar.
instead of just having Queen do it. So like Queen couldn't do it.
but
Yeah.
Queen didn't show
That's it.
that. But Queen didn't venture into that. He didn't try to.
Yo, again, he's not more valuable than Caesar.
I mean, if he takes, because Queen is fully capable of killing Caesar.
Okay, so what are you trying to say, bro?
Caesar's the
Like,
weak link.
we
I'm
just
thinking-
completely went off the trails.
I just don't agree with the thought process that Caesar's the worst of them.
out of the Mads, I believe he is.
I think they're all relative, and then Vegapunk's just much better.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No, I definitely think Judge is second.
All right.
I think
Lawrence,
it's, no, I mean, it's right.
continue, bro.
Well, I'm just like, I don't believe what, for example, what we seen with the pacifistas and the clones and stuff like that, we seen that first from Judge, so to speak. You know, like he has his army. I don't think Caesar can replicate that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we see Vegapunk has his army that way. And Judge was able to do that with the Germa. I don't see Caesar able to do that.
Why?
Do what Judge does.
Why not?
To me, I kind of view him as an idiot. Like he's smart in this one, but he's dumb.
Lawrence, he created artificial lineage factor devil fruits. Judge is using that same type of lineage factor to create multiple people.
No. Remember though, the lineage factor that Caesar didn't create up. He took what Vegapunk's research from that and then tried making the smiles. But the smart fruits, to me, they're trash.
Yo, but
They are pretty trash.
They're trash as heck.
But it's only trash because of the success rate. But overall, they still work.
Do they though? When even
Yes.
the ones that get smile fruits, it's like I can't control whatever happens to me, and I have like a chicken coming out of my ass. Like
But
that's
overall,
not
they're
great.
still stronger than when they were before.
So to me, it's always all right. You enhance their physical strength and their
How
ability.
did we get so sidetracked? Lawrence, just make your point about what you think is going to happen about the cover story.
Honestly, I guess they're gonna team up, but I could kind of see Judge doing something to Caesar. I don't know, like taking him out, but Oda wouldn't do that. So I guess they're gonna have to just team up. I guess, but I don't see I don't see Caesar benefiting Judge. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't
Yeah.
see it.
All right. When it came to me thinking about this cover story, I was like, yo, this is probably the most boring cover story that possibly just came out ever for One Piece because literally nothing happened. They're just flying towards the kingdom. And then I started to think about it even more, and I'm like, okay, so like this cover story is pretty whack, but the next cover story might be super important. And I was thinking to myself, why would it be super important? And I said, well, the way I look at it, Caesar and Judge coming together might be something that could just implement itself back into the story and cause huge effects. Because the reason why that would happen would be because now Caesar can create artificial devil fruits if him and Judge link up and give it to people who technically aren't even people, and they obey Judge to the point where they would sacrifice themselves mid-battle for him so he can gain an opportunity over his opponent. Now, if we're using people who also have smile devil fruits, the effects of those devil fruits won't really matter because they're not real people. So they're expendable. So they can just throw away people if they felt like it if those devil fruits necessarily didn't work.
Like that 90% not non-success rate. Like it doesn't really matter anymore.
Exactly.
So.
And also, you can start selling these people to infiltrate. I mean, you can sell these people to governments in order to benefit, like the weapons that Doflamingo was giving towards, you know, countries that couldn't maintain their financial status, so they had to go to war because of the heavenly tribute. And I'm like, yo, this opens up a flood of opportunities, not only for Germa 66, but overall towards like the evilness of the world, I think you can say.
It got dark. You went dark here.
Yeah, so it's like we don't have slaves because they're not actually real people, I guess. But the fact is, the lineage factor that Caesar probably hasn't perfected can be that much better now because of the Judge technology, and it would benefit Judge in the sense that it would make Judge sort of like this Yonko-like status to a degree because he now has an army that is full of devil fruit users that Kaido wanted. And even though he might not have the top brass to bang with like a Yonko crew, he'd probably be looked at as like an intermittent or like this Yonko traveling just because of his intense amount of army power. And I was like, bro, this isn't a cover story anymore. This might be something that leads to them being in the final war too.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see it. Again, link up with Buggy though. You feel me? That's where I'm at with it.
And you know what's crazier? If Vegapunk happens to pass during this arc, that would either make Judge or Caesar the second best scientist in the show. So now their stock is going up now too.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. Judge is winning the poll, and I feel like he is because of your rant just now. I put a poll, best scientist after Vegapunk, and it's between Judge and Caesar right now.
But what I'm saying is like the implications from these two joining, I didn't think much of it at first because we just look at Caesar as like this awful, terrible human being that isn't as successful as some of his peers. But when you look at it, he probably necessarily just needs to be guided in a great direction in order to prosper in his inventions. And like Judge might be that person now that offers him not only protection, but also offers him the ability to garner and brand himself to a better, higher degree.
I agree with you.
And it's like crazy.
Caesar's personality, he'll probably butt heads with Judge because he'll be salty that Judge is the guy and he's not. That's just how Caesar is.
I don't think that happens in this situation.
Well, maybe not now because he relied on them to say, like, there's a partnership right now in this moment. But eventually, Caesar's a jealous douchebag. Like, he's going to be like, I'm better than Judge.
Even if so.
You know what I mean?
Even if so, they know that the addition of Caesar and what he's able to complement Judge's army with, Judge might get the top billing, but they're like, yo, but Caesar's the guy that's behind the scenes that's doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're both getting the recognition that they would both want in their own way. Caesar wants to be the best scientist. Vegapunk's probably going to pass, so he's no longer there. He's attributing Judge all this great arsenal. Judge conquers the seas that he wanted to. Now, what is he looked at like? They probably combine with the guild too, right? To some degree.
Man,
maybe they do, but at this point, I don't even think that they would.
Larry sees the vision, and then he lost it immediately.
So, I don't know. That's just me. But that's what I thought about.
No, that's interesting. It really is. Because you combine those kind of scientists and you can do a lot. Like, I thought about what they could do together, and I didn't even come up with, I can just mass produce these clones and mass, like, feed them these devil fruits. It doesn't matter if they have negative effects or not. They're smiling, cool, whatever. They're clones. Like, you know what I mean? Like, see, it's wild. I don't know. It's wild.
But the research that goes into making the clones, you sure Judge would want to
share it with Caesar?
Yes. Because he says it takes a lot. It takes years for them to develop.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because Judge is looking kind of greedy.
But they probably only develop at that rate because also Caesar probably has knowledge on how to probably make them grow even larger in a short amount of time. Because he's messed with the giganticism of what was happening with those kids. Let's say like he has the ability to just experiment on people now with no degree of like them dying. And if they do, then so what? I'll just make more. Like, this is now possible. So it's, all I'm saying is like, it's a little crazy.
Yeah.
And I never thought about much of it, but now it just makes sense.
Yeah, man.
So, That's me.
We got a bunch of super chats. You
Yeah,
want me to read
let's
them
do
before
this.
we get? Okay.
Let's do it.
Sorry,
guys, I ranted.
That was interesting. We got a $5 super chat from Barney354. It says, Marv always be on point. Finally caught another stream. Love the show. Shout out to Marv getting love.
Yo, how does Marv get love? He didn't say anything. Marv didn't say anything.
Looking good, bro. They know he controlling the angle.
You're right.
What more do you want?
But thank you so much. We got a $10 super chat from Firearms. It says, last I checked, Papa Q only wears a hat and shades. # law for Papa Q. Damn, Lauren's got to be nude? No, I'm playing. Listen, man.
Yo.
All right.
Now I gotta be a starfish.
We got another $10 super chat from Serial. Thank you, Serial. It says,
Thank you,
Rasta
guys.
beanie time. Yeah, man. If there's no dreads, we'll be upset. Larry head size is larger than Vegapunk's head size. Yo, I'm sorry for putting that out there, Larry.
Yeah, that's
Yo.
so messed up, bro.
Oh, man.
The disrespect, bro.
So I guess for the Papa Q, then they want dreads with it.
Bro, we're gonna go all out, bro.
Yeah, bro,
I just gotta figure out how to make it.
You gonna look special. Bro.
You're gonna look bad.
You gonna-
You're gonna look good, but you're gonna look bad.
Oh man, but thank
I
you so
bet you
much.
I pull it off. Pulling
them off. All right, we got a $5 super chat from our boy Nerd Taku. What's up, Taku, man? It says,
what up?
had to show some love for you guys since you shout out my Jinbei swim fruit. Can't wait to get TNT in this next Davy tournament. # law for Papa Q. Yo, shout out again to Nerd Taku, man. That's the boy.
Yo.
If
Yeah.
y'all aren't following him on TikTok, please do. He drops super dope what if content, theories, analysis, the whole shebang. And he called Jinbei Seraphim.
Yo, he got a
swim
mustache now,
fruit.
too.
Do he?
Yeah, he got a little mustache, man. He been rocking it, bro.
I gotta check him out, man.
Yeah,
I haven't been
bro.
on TikTok in a bit. I lost my place.
You about to get. I don't know how you feel about this one.
Oh man! All right, we got what is this? Oh, we got a $4.50 super chat from Reverse 6969.
You got Marv laughing behind the window.
It says, y'all think Saul being alive is an Oda L. In my opinion, it undermines Aokiji's character, and his convo with Robin in Eddie's lobby kind of makes him look incompetent too.
We'll
talk on that
we're gonna comment
in a
on
little
that.
bit.
Just stick around, but
Yeah.
that's gonna be probably the most controversial topic today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely stick around for that.
Yep. We got a subscription to Yonko status from our guy Sean D. Wandy.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Sean.
you, bro.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nakama.
Oh man, we got another $10 super chat from our guy Celestial Donkey. Celestial, man, what's up?
Yo, thank you, CD.
It says,
thank you.
if Germa goes to Buggy, then it just proves that Buggy might be the end game boss. # Buggy gang. I should have known the second I brought Buggy up, Celestial was coming back. Celestial was coming back. All right.
Not.
Don't get into it, Mark. Just let it rock, bro.
But that's all the super chats for now. Thank you guys so much.
Yes,
for
thank you.
joining.
Thank you for becoming members too
Yeah.
on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, so for our next topic for the chapter, we start the chapter with Shaka the Good explaining from last chapter about the advanced ancient kingdom that once existed. He only has theorized it. He further explains that there was once an archaeologist that brought the kingdom's existence to light, and that timeline matches up with a certain machine that was discovered elsewhere, which was originally produced during the Void Century. Then Shaka asks Robin how much she knows. Robin doesn't answer. Shaka further explains that the Void Century is a history of war between this ancient kingdom and the 20 kingdoms that destroyed it, which is now known as the world government. In order to ensure all the details of that time can't be passed down, the world government erased all traces of it from history. The Sanji Straw Hats all have a reaction towards this info. Vegapunk also explains anyone who knows this information will also be eliminated, and the Sanji Straw Hats tell him, then why did he tell them? So what did you guys think about what Shaka has told these Straw Hats so far? And we'll start with Lawrence.
Honestly, so this goes into actually what I was saying last episode. And I wanted to go into it because I thought of something. Because last episode, I actually missed something last episode, but we'll get to that later. You're talking about the Void Century, and I went back to O'Hara. And the main thing when I was reading it, right, it says it here again. It says, and in order to ensure that the ideas of that ancient kingdom would not be passed down. So you have the kingdom, the name of that kingdom, but also the ideas of that kingdom, right? If for some reason the world government wants to shut down that idea of that kingdom, the ideas that they shared or whatever, right? So when we think of, like, honestly, Luffy's dream. What if Luffy's dream is the same ideas that the ancient kingdom had? Right? And I'm thinking, for example, even Joy Boy possibly shared that idea. And Roger, too. Roger wasn't able to complete it, we all know, because he was too early. Right? And why, for example, I think why the world government didn't want Joy Boy's name, like, hide that name. Hide that, well, not the name because they don't know the name yet, but hide that look. Maybe because they remembered that what it was. Right? So I'm thinking the ideas of that kingdom are important, whatever that is. You know? So I think, what if Luffy's dream is actually what the basis of that ancient kingdom and why they were flourishing and why the world government attacked them in the first place? Because we all believe it's supposed to change the world, right? And Luffy can only achieve that, we all know, is with greatness, when he becomes Pirate King, when he stands at the top of everything. So I kind of believe that the ideas of the ancient kingdom and Luffy's dream are actually one.
Yo, I said this.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. I remember that.
So,
I mean, we ain't got no confirmation though, so don't be.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not patting anybody.
So I just thought it was great to get like more clarity on the ancient kingdom, because they've talked about this in the past and we've theorized, and the community has basically had this thought in the past in general. Like since Clover, since Eddie's Lobby, it's good to get clarification from Vegapunk and from a top mind. My favorite takeaway though from this was the crew acting like, yo, why'd you tell us? That was so funny to me.
Yeah,
like, I don't know why I
funny.
didn't expect that, but it came and I started cracking up. Like, they were like, yo, why the hell would you tell us that? It's like they didn't want to have this high-level information, and it was just funny to me. But the way Shaka explained it in the version that I read it, it was like he was theorizing it to Robin to see if that's what the truth was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seemed a little different in the actual translation.
Yeah, it was.
So I actually liked, I think, that translation better in that light, where it's like, this is my theory because like I got here, but like I'm trying to confirm with Robin. So I don't know. I don't know if it took veneer off, but I just liked reading it in that flow better.
Yeah, because
So,
I think he's trying to figure out this, like, what the conclusion that he came to. Is that the same conclusion that got O'Hara killed?
Right.
He's asking Robin, you were there, you know why they got killed. Is this what they came on to? Because he believes if they got killed for this, then it has to be true. You know?
And it had me thinking that Vegapunk probably should have been seeking out Robin earlier himself, but I don't know if he has like the resources per se to just do that.
Yeah.
He's under strict watch over the world.
Yeah,
government.
probably. But I always felt like, if this is what you on, then like you should link with Robin ASAP. You know,
Yeah.
like the second like he has this relationship with Dragon now. The second Dragon should have hit him up like, yo, Robin here if you want to come through. Like, you know what I mean? I guess he can't really have consistent communication with Dragon and pull up to the revolutionary bases and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should have been on top of his
I just
mind.
want to add, to me, this is somewhat kind of proof. They're showing why they're not conquerors, mainly Usopp and Nami, because you wouldn't care the world government was coming after you to learn this information. That's how I see it.
Par Vision punching the air right now.
Par Vision in chat too, man. What up, Par? Forgot to shout you out, bro.
What up, Par? I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't be fair. This is going to stop you from learning. You would want to learn this. Like, for example, granted, Luffy doesn't really care about this knowledge stuff, but Luffy's not going to hold back Luffy from doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Robin, she's not a conqueror either, but like you see the avatar that you're not going to care. Like, pretty much, you're pirates already. You're already targeted. Why would you learning this information stop you? To me, it would intrigue me more to want to learn it. Like the fact that they're doing this to cover everything up. No, I kind of want to learn this. Like, you know. So, to me, this is proof that, again, like Usopp, in a way, he puts himself in a box where like he lives in certain limitations, and that's why he is not a conqueror.
Yo, leave Usopp alone, bro.
Nah, man. He's not with people.
So, it is interesting because I did read the TCB scans, and then I did read the original trans on Viz, and it was indeed pretty different, and I expected it to be. It came off a little weird for me because I know that no matter how high up you are in the world government, you're never going to know the deepest secrets. But Oda kind of set him up in a way that his mind is 500 years in the future, right? And that can just be for like one specific thing, right? Like it could just be like that he's a scientist and he can invent anything, or he just knows mathematics and it makes him go into these weird type of ways of creation. But through that creation, there's also imagination, right? And with imagination, you sort of obtain certain knowledge that nobody else has. It allows you to expand further upon certain algorithms and get to a certain point of an answer, right? So for me, when he's asking Robin this question, it was weird that he said he was theorizing, because I always figured with his type of information that we even learn later in the chapter, it seems very contradictory that he's even theorizing. It makes me feel like Vegapunk isn't as, you know, deductive as I thought he would be, you know?
Like if something's a theory and you don't have stone cold proof to verify the theory, it's more like I don't want to be that guy and just say this is fact when you don't know it's fact, you know?
But we later learn that he knows a lot that, you know, I will get to that part.
Yeah.
But it just came off as a little bit like I was kind of like, I don't know if this wording is correct. I don't know if he's truly just theorizing or he's saying this is the research I've obtained. I just need factual proof because you're the person that can actually give me that answer, Robin. And she doesn't say anything. I thought something else was interesting. The fact that they brought up the machinery that was made during that time during the Void Century. Now, there's two machines that I think could possibly hit, right? It would be the possible Uranus if it's a machine, right? And then we know that Pluton happens to be a machine because it's a boat. That was made on Water 7 with the ancient shipwrights. So, does that mean that Water 7 is indeed a part of the ancient kingdom? If so, are they a branch off the ancient kingdom? I don't know. So it made me think like, okay, so what's this machine? Or is it something else that we haven't been introduced to? Because if this is an advanced ancient kingdom, right? And they have things that Vegapunk sort of has now, then that means that these guys are the ones that built these two ancient weapons. Probably. Because you can't build Poseidon. It's reincarnation. So it's like, if they're able to do these things, it was so dope to me. During the chapter, when I was reading, I was like, yo, this is so dope. And I wanted to bring it up on last episode. It's so dope because Oda is using real life examples to use his One Piece ideas. And it brought up something like in real life, in Egypt, we don't know how the pyramids were made. But apparently they were made with like some ancient technology that even we can't figure out today with the technology that they would have been using.
Yeah, to moving those giant bricks is
and there's
impossible.
there's like all these theories that like ancient pyramids were actually in the center of the world's like electrical current, which would provide Wi-Fi or electricity to the whole world, and it was somehow like I don't know. You can go into conspiracies all you want, but the fact is, to a degree, that's an ancient kingdom in Egypt. So it's like very interesting that that's happening now in One Piece, and it makes me like appreciate Oda so much more for just his storytelling. Like he makes One Piece better. Like this is why Wano was such a detriment to the story, but also like Egghead has been such a flourishing story. It's because we're getting things that are like inventive, not only on Vegapunk's part, but like Oda's part. So I still want to know what Shaka has to show us, but we'll get into like the other stuff a little bit. Yeah, so let's do the super chats and other stuff.
I think we only have one sitting. It's from Shandi Wandi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shandi.
It's $15. It says, with this new chapter, do you guys think Jaguar D. Saul is the man marked by flames?
Oh,
can we answer that now? Or, I mean...
We don't know yet. We can get to it, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it, Shandi.
Yeah, for those of y'all with Saul questions, when we get to that part of the chapter, we're going to open up a little more about what we think and our thoughts and what could be possible.
Yeah.
But stick around, please. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so next one. As we move forward, Shaka asks Robin that if O'Hara was wiped out, then essentially this means this theory is true. She's curious as to why Shaka has only theories and doesn't know for sure. He then explains because no matter how affiliated you are with the world government, that type of information would get him eliminated. Robin asks how he learned of this info. Shaka tells her the will of O'Hara lives on. After the destruction of O'Hara, Vegapunk took a trip several months later because he wanted to pay his respects to Dr. Clover. Robin asks if he knows Professor Clover, and Shaka tells her that he was once an adventurer and searched the world for ancient texts. He was arrested by the Navy and broke out of prison 10 times. He was the most famous archaeologist in the world. When Vegapunk arrived, he saw something that shocked him. A lake full of books and papers were in the center of the island. That was O'Hara's final stand and they won. Vegapunk then said he cried. Robin then remembers her mom and Saul, Jaguar D. Saul. She starts to cry. The Sanji Straw Hats then get mad over Shaka making her cry. Then Robin tells Shaka that it's all true. They discovered the ancient kingdom that day. Shaka then tells her that he also discovered something else too. So, what did you guys think about that whole little amount of information that went on? And we'll start with Seb.
It was awesome. When I mean this sincerely, O'Hara is one of the best written stories in One Piece, and I love that we were revisiting it, whether it was hurting Robin or not, and just the information that we got off of it. And it's rare that you can have that good of a story and then add to it. Mm-hmm. And like Oda's doing that right now with O'Hara, which is like to revisit that. Like imagine in Game of Thrones they tried to revisit the Red Wedding and add more to that, and it's like odds are you're not gonna be able to do that. Yeah. So like this is Oda doing that. You know what I mean? Like revisiting it and adding more elements to that story that can expand the story even more. So I love that. I love the Clover part of it.
Yes.
Because one, he was already super dope as this like super genius like theorist and scholar, right? He was like the leader of the scholars. But like now he has like a Nolan and Fisher Tiger kind of backstory, or
he does,
or like he's one of those kind of figures in the series now, where he was a great man beyond just his intelligence. He was breaking in and out of prison to gain knowledge. Like it's not just I'm smart and I'm on this island. It's like no, I went out and I adventured and I tried to learn as much as possible. And he's somebody who I understand why these people risk their lives to do this with him. You know, like it added that element to Clover's story, and like it really gave me big Nolan and Fisher Tiger vibes, and those are like two of the OGs of like the flashback game. Yeah, so like I love that.
Those are like favorites.
Yeah, man, like that was really dope. Like to put Clover in that light was really dope, and yo, did you get to the Vegapunk's head part, yo?
No.
All right, my bad. But it was like it was in the silhouette, bro. And I was cracking up when I saw that silhouette, bro. I was like, there's no way this is his head, bro.
I know.
There's no way, bro.
We're going to get to it.
It's too funny. But
we're going to get to it.
But it's funny because I was talking to Lawrence and Lionel a little bit ago, and they were talking about the books being thrown into or the books being found by Marines and them not doing anything about it. They revealed that in the manga.
I forgot to mention it on the pod, yeah.
Yeah, but we were talking about it. It was funny because I had known the spoiler for this chapter already. And they brought it up, and I was like, yo, that's interesting. Like, that's all I could say, because I knew that it was going to be a point of topic, so about that. But it was just funny, like, they were doing all this research because they I guess, their minds were racing with Shaka and Vegapunk and stuff, and they were, like, bringing this up to me, and it was so hard for me not to just spoil them and be like, yo, next chapter. Like, they're going to talk about these books. Yeah. But other than that, again, the O'Hara incident is one of the rare times that has gotten me like choked up and stuff in the series. So like us revisiting is just really cool. And I'll leave it there, Lawrence, whatever you got.
Yeah, so I just want to go into like it shows to how the world government is willing to go with O'Hara, but also too they're willing to, like Vegapunk just says, even though he's this great mind, 500 years and probably and added to the world government so much that if they found out that he took on this knowledge, they would eliminate him as well. Proving the threat that the world government views the ancient kingdom, right? Their power, their ideas, their advanced civilization, right? So, and going back to, like I said, O'Hara was such a brilliant story, like you said, and also I have more respect for Clover, because it seemed like he was going out doing it, like you said, to give the whole Nolan vibes and even Fisher Tiger vibes, and you see him carrying a sword in that, so it seems like that he had to put in work to gain these poneglyphs. And to me, that adds to the poneglyphs because we know there's like
Well, they didn't say poneglyphs. They were just saying ancient texts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the thing is that, for example, the reason I'm bringing it out is like, I mean, maybe they're written on others, but the main thing when I was going back and reading on O'Hara is they mainly wrote them on the poneglyphs, right? Kind of like, and going back to Fishman Island, they kind of bring out the poneglyphs are like puzzle pieces to a story that you gotta have to kind of connect them all, right? They all tell a piece of the story all over, right? And now going back on the back of horror, you have Robin's mom, right? She was leading a crew while Clover was staying on this. So this is in the past, but like during that curse storyline when Robin was a kid, he was staying on O'Hara with all the archaeologists, and Robin's mom was the one that was going out, right? But then she ended up getting caught. So she took over what Clover was doing in the past, right? So they're venturing out, finding other, I guess, poneglyphs or whatever, but they're deciphering a code here and learning more information and bringing it back to O'Hara and Clover, and then they're writing on pieces of paper. Because the reason I'm bringing it out is that the ancient history, that kingdom, they wrote on the poneglyphs so they wouldn't be destroyed. Because no matter what, you can't destroy these stones for whatever reason. I don't know what they're made out of, right? We haven't really got that idea. We just know that the stonemasons from the Kazuki clan made them, but they're indestructible, right? But they wrote on it to deliver a message from the past to the future, maybe for their descendants or for the ones to carry on their will or their ideas, right? But what I'm trying to say is, like, because we already know there's poneglyphs all over the world, right? And then that's where they're venturing out, maybe deciphering it and bringing it back and how they came to this conclusion. And if they're learning from that ancient kingdom, it would have to be on the poneglyphs, right? So that's what I'm guessing out. It had to be them venturing out. So that means all the poneglyphs, even though some say they don't matter, but all of them, they kind of tell the story of that ancient kingdom and why they actually do matter. Because, for example, they found this out, yet they didn't go to Raftail. So the red ones, right? Yeah, they tell where Raftail is, but they found all this out without finding those. They don't know where Raftail is. But they found out the idea of this kingdom through the other poneglyphs. That's what I'm saying. They all have it put together. They tell a story. So that adds more to the other poneglyphs and why they're so important to learn that, because it ties into why they went to so much effort to leave that behind.
Yeah.
You know, and something that goes more into Raftail or Laugh-Tail, that there's something more there. Because you cover all of it when you put them all the pieces together with that final island, whatever it represents. So I thought that was interesting, and that's why we're going out also too. And I'm mad at last episode I didn't bring about the Lake of Books. I totally forgot about it because I was wanting to bring out is that they saved them.
Yeah.
And then you see in that flashback that because Vegapunk even says it, ignorant soldiers would not have recognized the value of these books, right? And you do see random Marine soldiers like, what is this?
Yeah.
They're legit looking at what O'Hara was trying to have, what you destroyed O'Hara for. And that's, I know, kind of is funny because that plays into the world of government. Thank you. Because they keep such secrets and only the higher you go up, like, certain people only know it. But since certain people don't know, they're just running on a mission. They don't know what the purpose of this mission. Now, because of that, since they hit that knowledge from the other Marines that don't know it, the other Marines let this go. All right, we destroyed the people. They're probably thinking we have to destroy these people, not their work. Yeah. But the main problem was the people and their work. So now they have all these books here that uncover it all, the ancient texts that they're trying to save. So I want to bring out like pretty much that they left them here. So a chance to what O'Hara found out, we could revisit again, but I forgot to mention on the podcast last Monday. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say for now. What do you think, Larry?
So when it came to like seeing Professor Clover, his hairstyle was different. He was a pirate, basically. It made me think to what Hidden Island had said about most people who tend to do something start out as pirates in the One Piece world, which would mean that the world government at some point were probably pirates too. Like, even though you have these kingdoms, it's usually a pirate that takes over that kingdom and then rules over it. And even though they could be a celestial dragon, they were most likely pirates themselves. So even though O'Hara is this very vast archaeologist filled with knowledge type of, I wouldn't say they're a kingdom, but I would say more of like a huge library, they started out as pirates. And I think that was so dope because pirates don't really have a bad name. They're just infamously bad because someone labels them as bad. But when realistically, they're just more like ambitious people who do whatever they want with the freedom that they have. So knowing that like Professor Clover was locked up 10 times, I'm pretty sure we gotta start scaling Professor Clover at some point, right?
Can't keep the real down. You know what I mean?
Yo, bro,
Can't keep him locked up.
Bro, hear me out. How many times was Kaido captured? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Wait, how many times was Kaido? Was it 18?
It was a lot.
It was a lot, bro.
But what I'm saying is, this is the second person that we heard that got captured by the Navy 10 times, and he's broken out of prison 10 times. Yeah. Like, the dude is... Yo,
he ain't got no
hold on.
Hawks down fruit.
Can we assume he got hockey to some point?
You mean Conqueror's hockey?
No, not Conqueror's hockey. No. I'm just saying regular. I mean, we all know everything has hockey, but did he actually was able to make use of it? And I think he probably was, bro. Like, you can't get captured 10 times from the Navy and break out 10 times. Like, come on. But anyway, what I will say is, I love seeing Robin's mom. I think Robin's mom carries more of that Fisher, Tiger, Nolan aspect that you guys keep talking about that maybe Professor Clover have. I don't think he has that. I think it's actually Robin's mom who has that because she's not directly putting herself on the front lines, but she was out there doing whatever she needed to do in order to come back and provide that information. So it made me think O'Hara might have been like the good CP0s of the world because they were actually probably going undercover as archaeologists to discover these poneglyphs, bring the information back after they joined whatever they had to join, and kept ties with them. And it made me think like even more. I'm like, yo, like, I'm pretty sure some of these people from O'Hara had to be somewhat strong. They probably had to be like a place where like not only were they a bunch of researchers, but like if it came down to it, they could probably defend themselves. But it makes me feel like there probably has to be more O'Harians out there, right? Like some of them probably weren't on O'Hara when the Buster Call happened. Like they were probably out there still trying to discover the poneglyphs and what they were saying. Because I don't think they said they found all of them, if I'm not too sure. I might be wrong.
I'd have to go back.
What I remember from reading it, the only ship that we know that they said that was out, I don't know if they had more or whatever, was the one that Robin's mom was overseeing, and they got captured, and the only one that no one survived was Robin's mom. So
I have to read back, because I read back on one point because of this Saul thing that I'm going to mention, but like, when I was thinking about it, I was like, yo, am I wrong? Like, am I thinking about this like the correct way? But it makes O'Hara even more interesting, and it makes O'Hara the story that much better. And just seeing like Robin go through this like emotional struggle as she's being questioned by Vegapunk. You know, she probably has top 2 saddest backstories on the Straw Hats, the most traumatizing from them. It's like her and Brooke.
It's not 2, bro.
Yeah, it's like her and Brooke to a degree, right? So just going through this emotional ride with her, you know, since the beginning of the chapter, it really set the tone for like how I think the rest of the chapter was gonna go, and I loved it. I loved everything about it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like, there's different situations, but we see like Robin's holding back tears, and it reached her here. But on Wano, when Black Maria tried doing the whole mom thing, she showed she was fine. Like it didn't phase her.
Yeah.
But going back to this situation, she starts breaking down. You know?
Yeah.
So it shows a different touch here of what it meant.
That's
like
real.
She wasn't affected then, but she's affected now because the situations or circumstances are different.
You know what it is too? It's not out of malice.
Yeah.
Like Shaka's actually asking her out of like general curiosity.
Yeah.
He wants to know what is actually happening in the world, but also like he has his own type of theories. So like, can the one person in this world confirm these theories for me because she was there? Like she knows. And it makes, I don't know, it just made it so great to listen to. And like that, like there was a lot of talking in this chapter, right? There's a lot of talking in this chapter.
It's one of the most expositional chapters in the show, but it was worth it.
Yeah. So I guess let's go into the next one.
We got a couple super chats sitting.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Our boy Ronald Chris, the guy, $5 super chat. It says manga and anime are both hitting right now. Jinbei got Conquerors. #1040. I heard good things about 1040. I haven't seen it yet, but I did want to talk to Chris specifically, right? Because I didn't tell you this, Larry. But Chris almost got me caught up yesterday. All right?
What you mean?
He texted me at night. I was talking to my girl about infidelity, as it were.
Where are we going?
Listen, Chris texts me, yo, so when are you coming to the DMV again? Right? But it's an unsaved number. My girl saw it. It was like... and I was like...
Timing, Mark.
Nothing happened. I ain't do nothing. Cool. But it was just a wild little scenario that went down because of Chris, bro.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, man. We got another $2 super chat from James Hudson. It says, Marv for Clover.
Hey.
I'm with that. I feel like Marv can pull it off. He doesn't know who Clover is, though.
He doesn't. I don't think he does yet.
Not yet.
Nah, he doesn't know yet. It depends on where he's at in the manga. I'm pretty sure he's not in Alabasta, though. Or he's probably just getting there.
I don't know. We got another $5 super chat from Monkey D Juice 999. Says #law for Vegapunk. Nah, if anybody's doing Vegapunk, it's Larry. Look at that dome, bro. I gotta stop.
Guys,
I gotta stop.
I hate you guys. I hate you, man.
We got another $5 super chat from Moogie Wombat. It says, table thump for Robin's mom. Yo, facts. Olivia fine, bro.
Yeah.
She dead, though.
She is dead.
I'm not into that.
Bring her back, bro.
Bring her back, Oda. Bring everybody else back. No, I'm playing.
Wait, what?
So you bring everybody else back. No, I'm playing. I'm
Keep
playing.
going.
We got another $5 super chat from Celestial Donkey. It says, Robin's mom is fine, 9 out of 10. Would be 10 if Buggy wasn't already a 10.
Buggy's not even a woman.
Yo, CD, you need help, bro. You
Buggy
need
not
help.
even
You
a
need to
woman.
talk to somebody, bro.
Oh, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, and finally, we got another $5 super chat from Chris. It says, what percentage of a chance do you think Vegapunk actually gets killed? Percentage chance he joins Dragon if he leaves, and percentage chance he joins the Straw Hats Grand Fleet.
I think it's like 95% in the bag. There's never been a character in the show that said that he's going to pass.
Kinemon mentioned it a little bit. He said a little bit. There's a lot of Vegapunk death flags. I'll say that. There are.
Well, put it this way. The Japanese people, from what's said about, them having the honor, within themselves, they're willing to risk their lives in order to accomplish what they need to. And if that means that they have to pass away, they'll do so. And that's when Usopp said it to Kinemon, like, why does everything involve, passing away with you guys? You know what I'm saying? So when you bring up Kinemon, I expect Kinemon to say things like that. But with Vegapunk, it's a little different because he doesn't carry that same cultural aspect or viewpoint. It's just, I'm a scientist, I invent stuff, but like, bro, I feel like my time is coming. But it is Oda.
I'm gonna put a poll because I'm honestly, I lean death just because a lot of the stuff that Hidden said when he was out here just made a lot of sense. But
I'll just say, if the satellites can still remain, he dies, I believe we get the original Vegapunk's death. But if the satellites are dying too, I don't think Vegapunk leaves.
Yeah.
I think only if the satellites could stay. Because I kind of feel like Shaka, he created his ideal form, like what he wanted to look like. Because we're going to get more into like how Vegapunk looks. But I feel like Shaka is like the ideal form of him. That he like envisioned, like how he wanted to look, how he wanted to be. That's how Shaka is, the original one.
What's the next one?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second, making sure I got it. But really good question, Chris. Seriously. We got another $20 super chat from our guy Fourth Face. It says, which devil fruits would you guys want to see that haven't been shown yet in the series? Also, shout out to Marv. He's a legend with those sound drops. Oh, man.
Marv keeps getting shouted out, bro. It's crazy. Devil fruit wise, I don't know, bro. You would have to make a whole new one up, right? Like,
Yeah, you have to make up one. Dude,
it'd probably be like the speed fruit. I don't think we've ever seen the speed fruit just yet.
Yeah,
there was that
that's
big theory that Kaido had a Chimera fruit.
Oh,
I kind of
yeah.
wanted to see that
Yeah,
for a
that
little
was
bit.
dope.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Cerberus fruit, or like
I would want something broken.
I kind of want like it's gonna sound weird. We already have a diamond fruit, but like a crystal, or like a gem, like something along those lines. But you're made of crystals or gems, like
Yeah,
not
like a
just,
sapphire. Like a sapphire.
Yes, like
Yeah.
like something along those lines.
And then we could have like a Sonic fruit, and then we get all the emerald fruits, and then it becomes supersonic.
Hilarious. The cum fruit.
Come on,
Come
stop,
on,
bro.
son.
Stop. Bro. What are we talking about,
Yo, that
bro?
Tony video is hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
The consensual fruit.
Consensually though, right? Whatever.
Whatever.
My bad. I apologize.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. The devil fruits, you can always make something up, you know?
Yeah, with Oda, listen, you could take a character out of the series and make a god fruit out of them. Apparently,
I think the one that I'd probably want to see for real is the chameleon guy.
I mean, that exists. He just doesn't exist.
He just doesn't exist, but his devil fruit also doesn't exist. But I just thought that was cool to be able to copy somebody else's powers and use them against you.
I want to see some like energy, like because like most animes you grew up was like Dragon Ball Z, like Ki Blast. We don't really see that in One Piece, but like a celestial fruit where like you have celestial energy powers or something like that. Like
bro,
Ki Blast.
Hito no Mi modeled
Jesus.
Goku, bro.
Yeah.
You want Jesus?
I want to see somebody walk on water, bro. I'm serious. I want to see somebody heal somebody else. Like, I want all the greatness of Jesus.
I feel
Like
that.
his powers.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Lawrence Cesaro would probably drop the show. But...
even like a Hito Moses, where they could like literally split the ocean.
Listen, well, he did with
And he's in the Revolutionary Army, and like that's how they move underwater sometimes, or like hide. Bro, that power would be crazy. Because you're just like, yo, a devil fruit that affects the ocean, the same way like Aokiji's does. I don't know. It sounds kind of broken in my opinion.
Listen, every fruit can be broken, yo. I learned that. You
Except,
just gotta
hold on, except Mr. Fives.
Yo, maybe he can start putting booger bombs in your head from your boogers. That's his awakening. You just blow your head up. Like anything could be broken, bro.
Well, I mean,
That's dark, bro.
That's dark, but how do you combat against that? You hockey hard in your nostrils.
Hold on.
bro?
We gotta move on. Come on. We're getting too crazy.
We did get another super chat from Muppets 34.
Thank you.
For $5. It says, do you think that the reason Vegapunk has an apple on his head is because of Sir Isaac Newton apple falling on his head? I don't know the story there. I don't know the lore. I don't know the...
Well, it's apple falls far from the tree thing.
Is that where that comes from?
Because of gravity. He noticed that
It fell on his
no
head?
amount of mass happens. It's just gonna fall at the same speed.
I feel like I did know this.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't know this.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I want to
Yeah.
mention actually something about that.
Yeah. We'll get to it. Keep
All
going.
We got another $5 super chat from our guy Celestial Donkey. It says, can't wait
Thank
for
you.
Vegapunk to fight and combine all his clones into one giant mech like a Power Ranger and slap CP0.
I wonder.
That would be pretty cool.
I've been waiting for y'all.
And shout out to Mosh DMC in the chat, yo. If y'all don't know Mosh is the boy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Next one, Seb.
That's all for super chats for now, unless I missed one. I think we're good.
All right. Marv, can you go through the sponsor, and we'll be right back, guys. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just struggling from low self-esteem. Listen, I've been there. We've been there. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire, simple as that, to help assess your specific needs. And then you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule a secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. I happened to sign up at one point regarding my confidence issues. Next thing you know, my confidence issues are not issues anymore. I'm doing pretty well in that area. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Special offer goes out to all that One Piece Talk listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. Welcome back. All right. So, as we move on towards the next part of the chapter, we have a flashback of someone with flowers looking down at the lake 22 years ago on Ohara. He has a very strange head. Someone else appears and says, "Hello, Vegapunk." This person also mentions Vegapunk's head being weird. Then we see a young dragon of 33 years of age. Vegapunk's during this time is said to be 43. They both arrived at Ohara coincidentally and speak about the giants who've come to recover the lake of books and papers that Ohara left behind. Dragon said a man with bandages had told him that Ohara gave their lives to save these assets of humanity. We can't let it be erased from history, and he was their captain. Dragon says he hates that Vegapunk is a government lapdog. Vegapunk responds that Dragon's freedom fighters would have wasted his talents since they had nothing to provide when he was offered to join them. Then we hear that Dragon decided to build an army even though he hates war. Then he recruited Ivankov and Kuma to foster the revolutionary army that now shakes the world currently. The Sanji Straw Hats are happy to hear about Luffy's father. They further ask important questions we've always wanted answered for a long time, like why did Kuma do what he did and yada yada yada, right? But Shaka ignores them and says that Ohara's will still lives on. So he personally traveled to Elbaf in secret to read all the books recovered. We see a silhouette of a giant in bandages and a hat that resembles Jaguar de Saul's. Shaka says he didn't take any, and it's all in his head now. Robin then asks Shaka if the giant is Saul, and Shaka says yes, he's hiding. Robin cries from happiness. Her face scrunched, all that and this, right? Then he tells them all he has is now he has something to show them further. What did you guys think about all this revealed information and also about the events that happened 22 years ago? So, Seb started off.
All right, there's a lot here. Yeah. One, I mentioned it before, but Vegapunk's head was absolutely hilarious. I was cracking up. And like, I don't know why I didn't envision this, but this is so Oda. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
really
he's
is.
a genius. He can store all this information in his head, and that's why it looks like that. He got a Loki, he's got a Widow's Peak too, which is funny as hell to me. Like,
He
he's
does.
like all the way up there. Dragon looked really cool. I got Fidel Castro vibes with his fit, and like obviously Vegapunk is modeled after
Einstein.
Yeah. Albert Einstein, which is cool. Does that make Sabo Che Guevara? Never mind. Anyway, I thought this whole breakdown was dope. It's such a coincidence though that these two people showed up on this island
Months later
at the same time.
Same time.
Yo, that's some bullshit. But whatever. I mean, whatever. I ain't too mad at that. But that is some extreme plot convenience. I love that this was the start of the Revolutionary Army.
Yes.
A lot of times people have these grand dreams and grand ambitions, and there's a starting point. There's a thing that made them decide to go do it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ohara got wiped out is a very strong, starting point for a lot of people. Like, obviously, he already looked at into starting an army, but like this was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take out the world government because this can't keep happening.
Final straw.
Yeah. So that straw that broke the camel's back. Loved seeing Kuma and Ivankov in there. Because I don't know if y'all remember this, but on Discord a while back, people were trying to tell me that Ivankov and Kuma weren't like the number 1 and 2 like commanders.
Yeah,
like,
I think I vaguely remember.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like, this is just more proof positive of that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Because they say Sabo's his right-hand man.
Yeah,
He's
but
the chairman.
I was saying before Sabo. Like, they were like,
Yeah.
nah, like, it's somebody else. And I'm like, who, bro? Like, what are you talking about? So that was cool. The Saul reveal, I had a lot of mixed feelings about it. I'm not gonna lie. When I first read it in the spoiler, I was like, yo, Oda, don't do it. Like, why? And that's all I could think of was why. Why did you bring Saul back? Like, we already bitch about all the other people that die and come back and everything. And I was like, oh, Saul's death was so good. And what it did for me for Aokiji, because Aokiji, I said in another stream that he's like in my top 5 favorite characters. And part of that was because he had to kill Saul. In his mind, like, the government, he believed in the government so much that he would even kill a friend, right? On their orders because of what he was beholden to. So, like, that duality, that he's a good man, but he's still beholden to the job, to the point where he would kill a friend of his. And that, again, I just talked about turning points. This was another turning point for Aokiji. Like, yo, I had to go and stoop that low to do that. So I personally liked Saul being dead better. But I do think we have more to gain from Saul, which is something that I didn't feel for Pedro. It's something I didn't feel for Pell. And it's something I didn't really feel for Kinemon. You know what I mean? I think we can gain more from Saul being alive in the future. And the chapter, the way it was structured and framed, and the fact that he's probably on Elbaf, it eased that anger that I had for Saul being alive, if that makes sense. Because when I read in the spoiler, I was tight. I was like, man, why? This is dumb. Don't do it. But like, I was like, whatever, it's gonna happen. Like, people are living in flashbacks now. People are coming back from flashbacks. But again, after actually reading the chapter, I didn't have a problem with Saul. I was actually even more intrigued by what he could bring to the story. And that moment of seeing Robin cry, bro, like that. Again, O'Hara is one of those One Piece classics that'll heart wrench you. So like, knowing what Robin went through for so long, and then her hearing that Saul's actually alive this whole time, I felt the way. I ain't gonna lie. I was touched, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
I felt good. That anger I had turned into joy, bro. Just looking at Robin, bro. And like, she's a fictional character. It's not supposed to do that. But I was in my feels. What about you, Law?
So what I was saying, like, last time I spoke about this too, it shows that, again, that Dragon and Vegapunk had ties way before he was a revolutionary and he was aligned with the world government. And I mentioned that too, but when the way Vegapunk mentioned it, said, I just wanted you to hear me out, Dragon. To me, the sense I got from that, saying they had a history together, right? Now it's proven that my thoughts were true. Like, pretty much, they do have a history. In fact, when they were younger, this is 22 years ago. But even when before that, because Vegapunk's 10 years older than Dragon, he's 43, he's 33. But even before that, right? They had a relationship where, like, close enough where he would ask Vegapunk to join him and got upset. Like, yo, not only did you not join me, you joined our enemies in a way. Mm-hmm. You joined people that you don't agree with. Like, you became their dog. Because also, too, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but this is what you went to. Like, he says to Dragon, don't lose sight of the goal here. Mm-hmm. Right? That's interesting also. Showing that not only does he know Dragon's goal, but they share that. They share that goal. Mm-hmm. But he decided, like, look, again, thank you. Dragon, is not that I'm against what you guys are doing, but you have no means of funding what I want to do. Like, how we're supposed to make the change in the world? Well, we're broke. We have no money. We have no resources. We have no stuff to use to further my inventions or create. Because now that he's working for the world government or affiliated with them, he can make them for the people. He can make them for the world, which we've seen that he was doing. Mm-hmm. Food, trying to change people's lands. That he's, like I said before, he's on the side of light, like Dragon is. So we see this here, that they have similar goal. Do not lose sight of that goal. And I want to hear it. So they showed that relationship before that. Right? And then this is the start of the world, the revolutionaries, right? Seeing how hard Dragon took this, because he's right. He's like, you kill these kind of like harmless archaeologists just because they tried to gain knowledge of history, you know? And it seems so, from Dragon's standpoint, and anyone's standpoint, it seems so wicked because the only way you could view that, why you would kill them, is that you guys had to been doing something bad. Why would you want to cover up so much that it just seems evil? You're killing people for learning, you know? That sounds really controlling, manipulative, and evil. And it was like, and also he must have seen other stuff because this was the final straw. Because already, too, we see that Dragon has a group called the Freedom Fighters. So they're fighting for freedom already. They're not the revolutionary, but they have a group already that's doing something. And he already viewed and he talked about law, like the law of the world government and the world government's lapdog. So he already has a view towards the world government. This one pushed over, like it was too much for him. It was too evil for him. It's like, no, I'm raising up an army that's going to fight back against them and free the people. And going to Saul, I find this very interesting because from going back in Ohara, Saul kind of said that he wasn't from Elabaf.
He said he was beefing with the Giants.
Yeah, he called them savages.
He was savage, yeah.
He says, don't lump me with those savages there.
Mm-hmm.
Not all Giants are like that. It made me think that, yes, I kind of thought all Giants may have been from Elabaf because they're Giants. That's the homeland of the Giants.
He probably still is. He just doesn't vibe with the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they would never ally with the world government. They are warrior race, about battle and all that.
Yeah.
He's a scholar. He's like, yo, I don't care about fighting dudes in Viking helmets. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help the world be a better place. So,
but he was a vice admiral.
He thought the world government was his avenue to make the world a better place. He was wrong, but people can be wrong, you know.
So that's the thing. Him saying that, that's why it just kind of threw me off when he said that he was a captain of something along with Elabaf. So I was like, how does that play into you're a vice captain of the Navy.
Oh,
vice admiral of the Navy, but you're a captain in Elabaf, like, and you're saying that you don't lump me up with those savages. Mm-hmm. So like I was thinking about how that plays into, but like. And also, too, because I'm not saying that Saul was weak, because my view towards the Vice Admirals is, like, I don't have a high opinion of them. And also how he went against Aokiji. But going back to, like, the Aokiji thing in Saul, how I saw it, right? Obviously, we saw, like, a grip that Aokiji did not want to do this. He viewed Saul as his friend, right? His companion and brother in arms, so to speak, right? So him being forced to do this, because even, too, back when he was talking to Smoker, he did say that he did not view the world government as the end-all, be-all. Mm-hmm. One translation said, I don't like using it, but they said the almighty, whatever. Like, saying that they're not the highest authority. He doesn't fully agree with it. But he believes that they are the side of justice fighting for its right, for what he thought, right? But he's also reason that he doesn't agree with their decisions, because even he ripped Akainu. Like, when Akainu killed that ship for the civilians, when he thought just one Oharko on it, he got angry at Akainu. It's like, how could you do something? Like, I never agree with that. Mm-hmm. And Akainu's thought process aligns with the world government. So he's shown that he has some grips there. But being forced to do that to Saul, right? So how I took it is that, yeah, I thought Saul was dead too. But I kind of feel like what Aokiji we saw in the past, that he froze him and kind of left him for dead. Because he froze him, but you could still be thawed out from his ice. It'll take a while, but it's possible. Yeah. If you destroy the ice, all right, you're dead. But it seems like he just froze... Aokiji just froze Saul, then left, I guess, to go after Robin or whatever, because he talked to Robin afterwards.
And I have, like, 3 things to point out before I pass it to you, Larry. One, technically, people point out in the chat and in Discord that the move Aokiji uses is called Ice Time Capsule, which does imply that he actively knew Saul would come back from this.
Which is not true, but keep going.
I didn't think that was true either, but people were bringing that up. 2, we talked about just before the stream, the crew that saved him was Hajrudin and his giant crew that seemed to save Saul, which I thought was dope. And we should totally use this time, because we're talking about Saul, to answer the other super chat in regards to whether or not we believe he is the burned man. Like the marked by flame.
We'll do that after.
But,
yeah.
But
are you done, Law?
Yeah, I was saying that, just to finish up what I was saying, is that because he didn't want to kill Saul, and he disagreed with it, that he just left him for dead there because, I guess in his mind, he thought that was enough. I'll freeze him and go on because, like you said, he was, what'd you say before about Aokiji? He was going through something here, and he's realizing that it also shows to why he wanted to become the fleet admiral in a way, because he's like, I could shape the Marines in a way that's true justice, or his way of justice, because his justice is different from Akainu's, you know. So seeing with that, and I think that's as far as we got. And then
What happened? I drank too loud.
no, you hear the gulp
My bad.
of the water, right? And then
Go,
going
Larry.
Yeah,
No, I'm playing.
stop. Stop.
Yo!
And then going into here, like for example, showing Vegapunk's mind, that like every book that he read there, he's able to memorize that.
Yeah.
You know, like I guess it plays down to Oda's head, pretty much. Vegapunk's head, that he's able to memorize all that he had, and he also able to put that knowledge into his satellites. You know, so he's able to transfer knowledge here, like in that way, because that's a satellite. That's not Vegapunk's physical mind, but he's able to transfer all his knowledge into his satellites, which is like that much. So that's interesting. But yeah, Larry, what do you think?
I thought the flashback was cool. I like the fact that we saw Vegapunk. His head reminded me of the Kamabakum.
The island?
Yeah, the island itself. I thought he looked supremely stupid.
Yes.
I thought it was one of the many times where I was like, this is why like Oda throws readers off, because he does things like this. And I wasn't too happy with his design.
Me neither.
But then
I was good.
I started to notice that his design was also after Einstein's famous picture of him sticking his tongue out.
Right, yeah.
So that was cool. I thought that was a good reference.
Yeah.
Seeing Dragon look like Raditz was cool. It made me wonder like when his tattoo on his face came to be, but you could see it on his leg that design is embroidered into him. So I wonder what's his connection to whatever he got that tribal tattoo from, which is something. It's like Zoro's eye. Like, why is it still closed? To go even further, a lot of people got at me or were upset at me because of the fact that I wasn't happy with Saul being alive. And I'm doubling down on that because I still don't agree that he should be alive. If he was to be alive, I shouldn't have had to accept so many fake out deaths before this one. And I think that Wano ruined it for me. And it's just overall the fact that like every time we get a fake out death, someone tries to logically say like why this makes sense or why this had to be or like why it needed to be and to accept it. And if you don't accept it, then you have bad takes or like you just don't like shonen. And I'm just like, wait, one, you have the wrong concept of what the writer is actually doing to us. The writer's conditioning us to think that this is a life or death stake circumstance. He pushes that onto us. He makes us think it. And then we find out hundreds of chapters later that's not actually what happened. So you take away from those characters and their trauma. You take away from our understanding of what your story actually means. And how many times has Oda done that? And here's some interesting facts. To think that Aokiji's attacks are not lethal is preposterous. You can't tell me that either Ice Time Capsule or just Ice Time itself are different moves and they do different things. No, bro. Mm-hmm. He's still an upcoming admiral and he had a job to do. His job was someone went AWOL, they defected, and he had to take care of them. And it was his best friend. It built Aokiji's character. It built the justice he has within himself and took it upon himself to change that said justice. It was a starting point for him to exude whatever he believed in himself. But not only that, it served a purpose for Robin to do what she's doing. And that's to be the woman to help give the Pirate King the One Piece or just help her reveal to the world that she's not a demon. You disregard everything that Saul just did. His character's kind of destroyed now. Yeah, he could probably offer something in the future. But at the end of the day, I don't know what that is. And I could probably get that from someone else. I get that from like a Loki or another giant that happens to be there, or even Hadruden, because he was there 22 years ago, helping recover all those books. It makes me a little frustrated and irritated because like people be so sheep to the plot sometimes that it makes me realize like this is why like sometimes I gotta be the realist in the room and say like why this is just terrible. And it's like even Aokiji himself thought he was dead. Because he said Saul gave his life to protect Robin. And it was Aokiji's duty to make sure that she didn't waste her life. Like, he was under the impression that he killed him. Mm-hmm. He says it himself to Robin. So if Aokiji believes that he's dead, and you think Aokiji did a different named attack, so he just let him live, you're mistaken. Aokiji says it himself directly to Robin. You're not going to waste your life because I had to kill my friend, my close friend. So he thought he was dead. But now I got to retract, right? Like, now I got to think back, you know, like, even Chopper said to, I believe he said it to Usopp or somebody. He said, yo, if you unfreeze them too quickly, they can die, right? Ohara was on fire. The entirety of Ohara was on fire. Who unfroze him? You think he just stayed there and like Ohara burning to the degree that it wasn't just gonna kill him if he unfroze too fast?
So that part goes into some anatomy. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
we're talking about
so
One Piece, so what do we know, right? But the fact is, it's like, even so, everything that was just set up just doesn't make sense for Saul to die. And then, you know, it really pisses me off because, like, it's because of all the fake out deaths. It really is. Like, if we didn't have so many fake out deaths, I would have accepted this and been like, cool, because I loved seeing Robin that happy. I thought she deserved it. But this was when, like, Wano came back to me again. Mm-hmm. Like, the instances and mistakes that Wano had just came back for me. Where I was like, yo, this chapter was a 10 out of 10. This immediately brought it down to, like, an 8 out of 10. And we have Igaram, who was clearly dead at Whiskey Peak. We have Pell, who exploded from a nuclear blast at point blank range. We have Conus' dad, who got blasted by Anel and lived. Pound, who Oven took care of himself. Peekums, who was assassinated and fell into the ocean and only was saved by somebody we don't know. Then we got Kanjiro. Kanjiro, who was defeated by the Scabbards, and even one of them even places a hat on his face only for him to come back into the story again. And then we got Kinemon from Kaido's attack that somehow Law's ability didn't probably work on him, so he lived. Then we got Garanaka, who accepted his fate from Kaido, even put his head down.
Stripper Scarspino.
And he was able to take a picture of Gear 5 Luffy.
They said that?
Yes, he survived.
It was in a data book, yeah.
Wait. I didn't know that. Hold on.
Yes.
The one that caused Luffy's death.
Yes.
Yeah.
He survived too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I know I'm missing people, but what I'm saying is I don't need death in my manga. I don't need to be manipulated to think that death circumstances are happening, though. Like, don't lead me to think these things, and then even a character himself says, I think that person's dead. Like, I killed him. There's too much of this, man. Like, this is Oda's worst mistakes. Oda doesn't have many flaws as a writer, but like, this is the biggest major one that he has, and it's the fake out deaths. He doesn't kill people, bro. He doesn't. And he just brings them back, and they serve no purpose for the story later on. I could have been fine with Saul not being in the story anymore. He served his purpose. But now I got to give him repurposed, like, ambition to do whatever he's doing now. And it's like, oh, so he's the man with the burn, probably? I don't care. He doesn't deserve that. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I got mad heat because they were
I
like,
see your reaction.
Yeah, I got mad heat because people were like, yo, you're always so unhappy about that. I'm like, bro, I don't, like, y'all not understanding, bro. Like, if I wasn't set up to believe something, then I wouldn't have an issue with it. That's point blank.
Sound like Larry mad he got burned again.
Yo, I was upset, man. I was upset because, like, this chapter was just so good. This chapter was so good. It was so good until that happened. And I legit said to myself, like, there's no way that I can read One Piece again and just, like, think, like, damn, like, this shit was great. Like, there's going to be points where I'm like, yo, like, Pell, Saul, Oven, Igaram, Conus' dad. Like,
oh, you mean, okay.
Yeah, it's just like, how many times have we have to go through this?
Can't keep getting away with this, man.
You can't keep
getting away.
It's just only because like I know Oda himself said he doesn't like killing off characters unless it's for like a purpose, like a reason behind it. But like what you're saying is
He diminished Robin's backstory.
yeah, like
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Robin's backstory is still what it is. Her mom is still dead, bro. Maybe.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying too. I was saying that now you have to rethink who's actually dead.
Clover still died. Assumedly.
We don't know, bro. Clover,
That island still
Clover,
got
for
wiped.
all we know, could be on Elbaf, bro.
Chill.
Like I don't even believe Pedro's truly dead, bro.
but that's what I'm saying is
I don't believe anybody's really dead anymore. Like, there's a piece of me that like still believes like Odin might be alive, bro.
nah, Oda dead as hell.
Yo, how do we know, bro? Did we see him die for sure?
Larry off the deep end now, bro.
Yo, I'm serious. Like who's truly dead? Like Fisher Tiger still might be alive. We don't know, bro.
I'm trying to remember your reaction to that Odin.
Yo,
chapter
guess what?
when he
We
was
seen
back.
Film Red, right?
Yeah.
You seen Film Red?
Yeah.
Buddha.
They made
Why
that
would she
vague,
know?
though.
Why would she
But
know?
they
You
made
know,
that
you know what
vague,
I'm
though.
saying? Like,
they made that
bro.
vague.
He always does this, man, and it sucks. It sucks. Stop doing it, bro.
Stop believing, I guess.
Stop believing what the writer tells me to believe. You're right. You're like I don't do that enough. My bad. And you know what this goes back to, Lawrence? Oda be lying all the time, dog. He be lying all the time. But I'm done, yo. I'm done ranting. I'm good.
Nah, you got yours off. I feel like your point was valid about him setting an expectation and setting a precedent for what we're supposed to feel about something, and then him changing it. I do believe if there is to gain from a character, then I don't have an issue with you bringing the character back personally.
I guess,
But that's just a different in ideology between the two of us.
for those
So,
Elbaf giants to come back to get those books, those scripts, they would not come back if it wasn't for Saul, because Saul had to tell them about it. Like, why would they come back? And then they would just been wasted. Vegapunk would not have read them, because he wouldn't have time to
Vegapunk
sit
was
there.
thinking of taking them.
Yeah, but he said he'd take it back to Punk Hazard. That
he would end up getting killed
Yeah.
just for having those books.
Cool, bro. He could have just researched.
Oh
while
yeah, he
was
wants
there.
Vegapunk dead anyway. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of ripple effects here, clearly, but I personally don't think it takes away from Robin's backstory at all. She still was traumatized. She still lived through everything that happened after that. Like, she still had to go through those 20 plus years of life
Yeah,
on the run and all. Like, it's not diminished to me.
crazy, yo.
It's
He went
not.
into hiding and never looked for her either.
Dude, he would have been killed.
and possibly got Robin killed.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He is giant. He's
Yeah.
very visible, bro. Like, you can't just, like, what do you mean, bro?
And honestly, we see him in those banners. We don't know the state he's in. Should we answer the question?
I don't think he's the burn man.
I don't think he is either. I hope I kind of want it to be someone different. I kind of want it to be someone strong. I don't think Saul is that. I think he's kind of damaged after what happened.
I don't know if he is or not, but he's winning the chat right now, 70-30 for Burnman. So
I don't think he's the bird man.
I just think we have a lot of options.
No, because people just need an answer as to why he's alive.
No, I
So
get
they're saying,
That's
yeah,
fair.
he should be it.
that.
That's
I
fair.
can get. No, which that I can get because also too. I'm
Because
thinking,
most people are sheep and can't wrap their minds around things or make opinions of themselves because it goes against the grain.
Hold on, just because somebody disagrees with your opinion doesn't mean they're sheep.
I mean, I'm not saying because they're disagreeing. I'm saying the fact is they don't have any answers and they're looking for something. And since they don't have any, they're like, yo, he has to be the burn man.
I don't think it's because the Burman ties into Raftail or Laugh-Tail, and Saul's tied to the ancient kingdom through O'Hara, right? And like I said before, the people who are O'Hara, they learned information, but they weren't looking for Laugh-Tail. They just learned the history of his kingdom. So to find the last island, I think that's what the Burn Man was kind of alluding to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of context in that, but I don't know. But all right, we got a couple super chats
read
sitting, so I'll read those. We got $2 from CJ Sutherland. It says Larry Vega Dome E Model 10 hashtag Lair for Papa You. I don't know if that's supposed to be Law or Larry, but
Yeah.
y'all can both do it, I guess. All right, all right. We got another $10 super chat from Lixo Graham. It says, "Keep up the great work, guys. How do you feel about Robin being Dragon's child and Luffy's half big sister?"
No.
I can't see that. I feel like they would have made some mention of it at some point, considering.
So that means what? Dragon and Olivia? Like.
Yeah, I
Nah.
suppose. I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't see that.
I don't know. I would get Larry's take, but he went to the bathroom. So
Yeah.
he'll be back. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Dragon's half daughter, like Luffy's half big sister.
That's weird. That seems out of place, out of pocket. It's not. Is that good writing? I don't know
that what we would gain from that. Yeah.
There's no purpose for it. Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you so much. We got another $5 super chat from Serial. Thanks again, Serial. That's like your 4th or 5th time donating today, man. Thank you. It says, if you look back in the manga, Aokiji says ice time capsule. Yeah, we brought this up a little bit earlier on the stream. I personally don't think Aokiji was actively trying to save Saul. But that's my headcanon. I think he did try to kill him. He just ended up living. Oda 10, when he has these fake out deaths, as Larry and others have put it, the person doing the killing is actively trying to kill the person. They just end up living.
Yeah.
It's very rare that they're getting like this, I'm actively going to try to save this person's life kind of situation. I mean, I guess it probably has happened, but for the most part, they are getting killed. They just live. So, all right, we got a $50 super chat from our guy James Hudson. It says, "Do you guys think Saul is now a member of the Revolutionary Army? If so, also in the panel of the giants taking the books from the lake, did you guys see Hadrudin, the giant from Dressrosa, and the Grand Fleet?" Yeah, we brought that up as well, that we saw Hadrudin and them. Larry, I don't know if you heard, but the question is, do you think Saul is now a member of the Revolutionary Army?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, thank you, guys.
I think maybe an honorary member, but I don't think he's fighting, unless they call.
I just think
because in his power ups, like or I say power ups, in his power skill when they bring calling his army. Granted, Oda wouldn't show him, but Saul wasn't like in thought, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're affiliated, like honorary member, but like they have dealings. I think Dragon probably still talks to Saul or whatever. That keeps him safe. He could be protecting Saul, you know. But officially, he may, when it comes to like the main battle, Saul may fight. But right now, I don't think he's fully with them yet.
Yeah, I can sign off on him being an honorary member. I don't think he's actively working and doing missions for them right now.
Right.
I think he's probably really just on Elbaf because he can't really leave anywhere. They're going to notice him. Because again, he's a giant with orange hair, like, and he's a D. So I think people bringing it up that the fact that he's a D is why he's alive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We got another $5 super chat from Terrible TJ. It says, "What if the Eternal Flames a computer that infinitely processes data? Vega's brain uploaded to act as Egghead's power source and burns data as fuel." That is an interesting thought process. I don't know if it's accurate, but that would be kind of wild.
Yeah, that would be kind of wild.
I mean, we haven't got to the end of the chapter where you can see Vegapunk's head is like chopped up. So like, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's a complicated.
Yeah, a lot
thought.
would go into that, bro.
Yeah, it would. It'd be like Back to the Future.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. We got another $2 super chat from Malik. It says, "Y'all noticed that Hadrudin's crew was in the lake." Everybody keeps super chatting this. We said it.
Yeah. We've seen it.
We peeped, y'all. But thank you guys so much. I have to scroll. I'm trying to find the other soups. What's happening? One second. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we got another super chat from Ozzy Phenom. It says, it's $2. It says, "Larry spitting, Saul being alive is a big L."
Thank you, Oz.
Hey, man, you lost the poll by like 90%.
It's okay.
But I support you.
I already expected that.
I support you. We got another $3 super chat from Steven Luizo. It says, Larry spitting scripture. All right, hey, man. You got some supporters on this one, bro.
Yo, I'm shocked.
Listen.
Because everybody was coming at my head top.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone.
So many people were like, we disagree with you so heavily.
Listen, I'm another one who didn't like Saul being alive, but it's not... I don't think it... Again, I just don't think it ruins Rob's backstory, like you said. That's
I
a
had
little...
mixed feelings about
That's
it.
too far.
Listen, if you had mixed feelings about it, you just know that it wasn't right. You had to logically think as why it would be right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really what it comes to.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. Then also it plays into like you said. Mainly, I don't tie it to mainly Robin's backstory, but like Aokiji's choice in his fight to what he was.
Yeah, we gotta keep it going though.
Yeah. We got another $5 super chat from Barney354. It says, "Hey, gotta bounce. Look forward to the show each week, even if I gotta catch it on Spotify. Hashtag TOPT is best talk." Thank you so much, Barney. And shout out to the Spotify listeners, man.
Yeah.
We love y'all.
There's a lot of audio listeners.
Appreciate you.
Those guys go in.
All right. We got a $5 super chat from Soga King. It says, "Larry, stop giving Oda ideas. Hashtag rare Larry W."
This is very shocking that you guys are supporting this, bro.
Listen, man. I mean, it's what it is. Oh, my God. We got another $5 super chat from Red Hair Shanktum. It says, did y'all notice how Drudit's crew was in the lake or not?
Yeah, we did. We mentioned
I think that was a troll, like, because I kept having
it probably is a troll.
Oh, man.
You know, it's hot outside. Yeah, it's hot, too. Did you notice?
Oh, man. We got a $10 super chat from Roanoke Chris. Shout out to Chris, man. It says, Saul being alive didn't bother me one bit. But here are some deaths for Larry to calm him down. And he starts with Ace, which is hilarious to me.
I hate him. We're going to hold a mod meeting and just take him off, bro. That's it.
It's Ace, Whitebeard, Roger, Odin, Montblanc, Noland, Queen Odahime, Yasue, Bellamary, Rocinante, and Going Mary. I hope all of those people come back just to get Larry to drop the show. It would be so. It would be so funny.
Why would you? Don't wish that evil on anybody.
Yeah, I would hate that. I'd drop the show.
All right. Anyway, next.
That is the last super chat.
We go back to Luffy and crew, where they are trying to turn on the ancient technology left from the ancient kingdom in Vegapunk's scrapyard. Chopper tried to command it and fails, which was really funny. Luffy does too. Bonnie thinks they're both idiots. Then there's an explosion of some kind, and it happens and almost blows them all away. Then we see a man halfway out of the robot, and he's mentioning if time-space got twisted somehow while he was warping. Luffy mentioned he resembles Kinemon and pulls on him to come out. Bonnie notices immediately who it is. Luffy succeeds, and the guy tells him he's Dragon's son. The guy mentions how much Bonnie has grown as well. Then he mentions that they're all wearing his boots, which enables them to fly. Luffy, Chopper, and Vegapunk, with a very much smaller head, happen to fly off with their boots, and we get the official reveal of Vegapunk. How did you guys feel about this, Law?
So, going back to, we talked about the machinery. Did y'all think that the machinery they're talking about was this one that we're seeing here?
No.
Yeah, I didn't.
Not in my opinion, no.
No? Because I was thinking, right, like an explosion happened or they thought the robot was exploding. So to me, I was like, all right, they found this machinery that I guess Vegapunk wanted to collect the machinery from the ancient history. So to me, it's like, I'm not saying it is this, but my thought, is it this? Like from the last chapter, right? Because also, too, we see Vegapunk, right? And he's saying how he gets, like, he pops out of nowhere through an explosion or whatever, right? And he says kind of like some puzzling words about it, about did the time space get twisted somehow while I was warping, right? So it's like, is he trying to use, I don't know if he's trying to use that machine or whatever, that giant thing, to warp back in time? Like, what is he trying to do to access the ancient history? Because now, obviously now, since O'Hara, he read all those books, he's heavily interested in that ancient kingdom, right? And now you find this machine, this giant thing, that's from the past, and now we see him warping like or time with the spicy time warp or whatever with it. So to me, I believe that not saying that it is, but it could be that. But it's basically like he's trying to go I don't know if it's back in time or whatever. I know Sebastian hates time travel. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do or whatever, but he's trying to do something with this machine, and I'm thinking it has to do with it going back in time to visit that ancient kingdom. And I think he's trying to use this machine to do it.
Yeah.
So, and then, and I kind of noticed a weird situation here before I finish up, because I know we don't have that much time and you guys got to go. With the satellites and Vegapunk's personality, right? So, obviously, he gave them a lot of knowledge, but I kind of noticed they all kind of share different personalities from Vegapunk, right? The original Vegapunk kid that we saw, I just thought it was interesting how he so readily accepted Luffy. Oh, you're Dragon Son, and then he's kind of like happy to see them. Thank you. But we see Shaka. I don't trust pirates. I'm locking, and this is Luffy's crew. So he's just like, I'm not letting you. I will never let my guard down against pirates. I will never trust pirates. Like, and then we see the other one's like evil, or whatever, you know. But she's evil, you know. But Shaka's the more logical one. Mm-hmm. Even though he wanted to see them, he's not letting his guard down at all. Like, he's still, even now, he goes, I will not release you. I cannot release you. But I will allow you guys to come with me because I got to show you something, right? But the real Vegapunk, the older one, he's happy to see Bonnie. He's happy to see Luffy. And then immediately invites him, yeah, you could lift up your boots to come this way. So to me, it shows right here is that, yes, this person, they're kind of like, they're individuals outside of Vegapunk, right? Well, Vegapunk could be more laxed with pirates, but this satellite of his, he's just like, no, I'm not letting my guard against either of them. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're friends with. He really knows you're just that same Shaka was the one that was talking to Dragon, not the original Vegapunk. And he knows that this is Luffy's crew, but he still is not letting his guard around them. So to me, it shows a contrast between their personalities. So, like, even though they have his mind and they all call each other Vegapunk, there's a big difference here. And I do believe that this Shaka's the main one. So maybe that's why he's the most oldest one or the most cautious, because he's like the big brother to all the other satellites. You know? So that's what I picked up. And one stupid thing I just want to add, we saw how Vegapunk's head was big. And if he's supposed to be like, you know, Einstein, I could see Oda doing something stupid where Apple fell on Vegapunk's head and shrinking his head down to small the way it was. And now he has that apple there. The sun's stupid. I can picture Oda doing.
My thought process is that he put parts of his brain into those satellites, or is using it to control each of those satellites. So, to your point, when you talked about different personalities, maybe it's just I forgot the word for it to describe like what parts of your brain recognize what part of your thinking or consciousness is, like you're excited or lust or whatever, you know. So I think he probably did that, but that's just how I.
Okay, I didn't think of that. That's interesting.
But I didn't have much to add. I did like that Vegapunk is goofy.
Thank you.
I thought he's like a quack. He's a quack scientist. You know, he reminds me of And it's funny you brought time travel. Back to the Future. Doc. I forgot his name, bro. I can't remember the name. But Doc from Back to the Future, and the fact that Bonnie's like trying to kill him, he's like, "Oh hey Bonnie, what's up?" Like I thought that was really funny. Hopefully we get some more Kuma lore within the next chapter or so. The apple thing is cool. He just looks crazy. I hope he can retract it down. Yeah. Because I want to see what it looks like with his head just actively like normal. And him just asking for help from the Quasar was funny as hell to me too.
You just said, like, you know, the last panel.
But yeah, man, I didn't have much to add, so.
Yeah. I don't have much to add to either. I think I pretty much called out that the boots and clothes were going to be very reminiscent of Germa 66's stuff. His is probably just way better. I did think about the fact that it's kind of what you were alluding to, Lawrence, that the actual Vegapunk probably has different information gained than the other Vegapunks that are his satellites. I don't know. It makes me like Shaka is theorizing, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the actual Vegapunk knows the actual history. It's just that the satellite doesn't.
Okay. So
I'm starting to think that they hold different information, and whatever Vegapunk learns right now is not going to be information passed to his satellites. I think his satellites are part of him, but they just are part of him to a certain extent of where his life was at that point when he made them.
Yeah.
So they could also have different ambitions, which probably leads to the real Vegapunk dying by his own creations, which is very reminiscent of just every other scientist who creates something and
Yeah.
they die by their own inventions.
Dr. Frankenstein.
So I can see that happening. For the space-time warping, it reminds me of Obito from Naruto. So I think that he's possibly able to just warp. And it makes me think, like, since we seen Seraphim Jinbei be able to cross over with a Devil Fruit power, what's stopping it from happening with Vegapunk, where he could have multiple Devil Fruits and have multiple abilities, but they're just probably not perfected?
Mm.
I don't know. I think that's more likely. I don't think he's traveling between different timelines. That's never going to happen. I think that when it comes to space-time, it could be like he's traveling through different dimensions itself.
Mm.
You know? I feel like that's more likely. And he's just using it to travel, but like he hasn't perfected it yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the robot that's helping him do that. I think it's just realistically he just does it himself and he just doesn't know where he's going to end up exactly. So that's it. But other than that, his head being shortened, I love it. I don't mind it at all being, you know, at least what it looks like right now, but before it was just super dumb.
Yeah, it was.
So that's
I
it.
didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
I'm cool with it.
But all right. We got a couple super chats sitting. A couple from James Hudson. Thank you so much, James.
Thank you.
We got a $20 super chat from James. It says, "My theory is that Laugh-Tell is actually the ancient kingdom. I think that I think that an island that's been erased also loses its magnetic field for the log pose, meaning they can't be found by normal means." I could see that. I don't know how you would do it though. Like, because if it's erased, is it being erased like metaphorically? Because if it still exists, you know what I mean? Like it's not like he pushed the button on what was that island called? Lulusia. Yeah. So it's like,
or Lelouchia.
Yeah,
however you
Lelouchia.
pronounce
Yeah.
it.
So it's like the island still exists somewhere, unless it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think there's a lot that can go into that, but I can definitely see Laugh-Tell being an island from the ancient kingdom, or being the ancient kingdom itself. For sure.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. That's something like, I don't know.
This is where this goes into like, that could be true. I'm not sure, but I can see where that it makes sense. That's why I say it could be true. But this thing is like where Oda, I'm not sure how he's doing it, but like Rayleigh is heavily still alive.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And you're killing off O'Hara for learning. Welcome, thank you. Killing off O'Hara for learning this information, but then you have people like Rayleigh walking around. I understand you though, because his strength, but I don't know. To me, that's what goes into like, they must not know that it's still floating around. If it is the ancient kingdom, they must not know it's floating around. Yeah. You know, because I don't think they know that. Oh, if you,
we only got 9 minutes, guys.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say real quick. I don't think that the world government knows that if you find Laugh-Tell, you uncover the secrets of the world. You know, for whatever reason, they're trying to stop you from doing it because you're pirates. But I don't know if they know that, because you should be heavily trying to kill anyone associated with the Roger Pirates, then, including Rayleigh.
Yeah.
You know.
Next one.
Yeah, we got a $8 super chat from Steven Luizo. It says, "I missed the start. Just wondering what you guys think of time travel. I personally really dislike it. I hope it doesn't become integral to the story." Best super chat we got all day. I cannot stand time travel. It is the worst plot device, up there with Amnesia and several others, bro. I can't stand time travel. I think we've gotten it done well so far in One Piece, where you can go travel only one way. But time travel in general always grinds my gears. I don't know about y'all.
It depends. It depends how it's done. If it's not done correctly, then it could be a detriment to the story.
Same.
Yeah. But thank you. We got another $5 super chat from our guy, Roanoke Chris. It says, "Seb was instigating. Larry forgot you love Ace, but great show once again. Got a dip. Luffy got Vega. Law got Blackbeard. Who does Kid get on his island?"
A garbage can.
Good question.
That is a good question. I wanted to go Shanks, but like I don't think he gets another meetup with Shanks.
Nah.
Bullet.
We don't even know if he met
He's
Shanks.
about to meet the
Bullet.
Buggies group.
Cross Guild?
Crosscut, there you go.
I don't know. I'm hoping for Bullet.
There is something I wanted to point out because Chestnut Tanuki, if you guys haven't followed her on TikTok yet, please do. And she also has a YouTube. So this is her theory, but basically she said that what happened to O'Hara was a real life reference to the Library of Alexandria, which is in Egypt during the Greek Empire's reign. They did the same exact thing that O'Hara went through. So if you guys want to know more about that, please hit up Chestnut Tanuki in the Discord and have her explain it. She's a superstar in the making, man. She's gonna be big.
Yeah, man. I know they linked her channel on YouTube already, but do it again, please, mods, if you can. Chestnut's awesome.
Yeah, link her.
And Chestnut, watch your liquor, yo. You was wildin'.
Come on, bro.
There's something in this liquor.
Oh, man. But we got another $100 super chat from our guy, James Hudson. James, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, James.
So consistent with these, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It says, the kingdom's allies would want someone to be able to return in the future. But it need to be someone skilled and strong enough, which is why the poneglyphs were spread out as a test. And that same someone would need to have Poseidon as an ally to fight back. That all tracks. It all really does track. It's in coordination with his original theory about Raftel being the ancient kingdom and the magnets, not the field, not being able to connect to it because it's been erased. Yeah. So I can totally see that, But thank you again so much, James. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
honestly.
Thank you, man.
Much love.
I'm not too sure. I mean, it's up in the air,
Yeah. I just keep thinking why they laugh though. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's like the hardest part of the theory, bro.
Because
That's the hardest part of the analyzation. But we got another $2 super chat from James Hudson. It says, "Hey Strahd, don't tell me what to do. Hashtag Buggy Gang." And it's because Strahd, one of our mods, told James that he was gonna cut him if he kept doing it. Oh man! And then immediately after, we got a $2 super chat from Strahd that says, "On God." Oh man! Really, seriously appreciate you guys always keeping it lively in the chat, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Hime's here. What's up, Hime?
Hime.
Hello.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a mini podcast with Hime and Chestnut tomorrow. So you guys should definitely look out for that at 6 p.m. It's gonna be dope. I'm gonna create the live later today.
Awesome.
Yeah. But other than that, it's a little too late to take phone calls. So hopefully you guys understand this being such a very lore dumpy chapter. And us not having the time we needed to take calls today, so our bad. But overall, I guess we'll just do ratings for the chapter since we haven't done that in a while.
We haven't done a chapter rating in forever.
So Lawrence, you want to go? 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah.
Because listen, I think this week got confirmation that we are going to Elabeth. And it was hyped up. This should be it, right? So I'm gonna give it an 8.
That's true.
When with the history, what was revealed and everything was going on, like pretty much.
Seb?
9.5, and the 0.5 is only because Saul was alive, and I felt the way. I was butthurt. But I did want to ask everybody one thing: do y'all think that Vegapunk is Perospero's dad? I need to know. I need to know. The timeline, he'd have been 15, Big Mom would have been 18. They both got that tongue. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Y'all let me know. You feel me?
Big Mom like, I want a smart kid. No,
Prospero pretty smart.
She wasn't even thinking that, bro. She was like, what that tongue
What that?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm active, bro.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. He could be. But 9.5 for me. Larry, what you got? I know you was out of 10. And then you...
Yeah, it's an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And the only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because Saul's alive. But, again, it could change. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if, like, the build-up of certain characters, me thinking that they were supposed to die when they weren't going to die. It was not a life-death situation. It was just, like, plot, story.
Yeah.
Then I would have been, like, okay with Saul being alive. But I think if that never happened, like if it wasn't leading up in Wano especially, it would have been different for me. But
Yo, somebody just pointed out, Perospro got a hat on, yo. We don't know what his head looked like either. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. I don't know. Oh, but real quick, I mean, I don't know if we have time anymore, but the twins finally saw Film Red.
Yeah.
So we can.
what did you think about it?
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked the music.
1 out of 10.
The movie?
Yeah.
What else, bro?
I'm gonna give it. What did I say last time? Someone asked me. Did I say a 6 or a 7?
You said a 6.
A 6. There you go.
Yeah.
Lionel had major gripes with the movie. It was funny. He was ranting for like hours.
Because the belief that Uta was supposed to be like this crazy like Hawks thing. We didn't see it.
She was an ancient weapon, bro.
Yeah.
She was
but
Hawks,
it
but
was
she wasn't
circumstantial.
two Hawks.
It was circumstantial why she was that
It
strong.
was
though.
circumstantial Hawks.
Yeah. But like, bro, that's not too far from an ancient weapon, bro.
Because because once you're in her world, it's kind of like
It's over.
But I also say that they weren't trying to hurt her. You know,
Listen, bro,
actually you changed it up if you try to hurt her.
All I know is, for someone like Shanks to shut down 2 other admirals just by. That's all it, bro.
Yo, real quick,
That's
baby
all it.
Pluton, I support the theory, but it's beef, bro. You killed me in Among Us too many times, man. I don't appreciate that. I don't.
Yeah. I gave the movie a 6, 7. Yeah. Sebastian, you gave it a 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, I think it was. I think my original rating was a 7, and then I thought about it and I said 6.5.
You know what's crazy?
It was better this time though. When I watched
it?
it this time, like the viewership was better because I was in a perfect seat. I could read everything. I saw everything clearly. It was a better movie this time. So I give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Plus, Uta's crew now. So
She ain't canon though.
she's pretty canon, bro.
She's canon to a degree, but she's not like everything that happened in the movie is not canon.
No, Lionel had a gripe with that because like the lineup didn't make sense because they're calling Luffy the 5th emperor and then
Well, it happened right after Big Mom incident.
The only problem is I think Zoro had Emma. That's the only problem.
No. Enma, and then later on you saw
but
Nika.
Luffy can,
Yeah.
Luffy can tap
what?
into Gear 5th, and Sanji can tap into Ifrit, and Zoro can... Like, it's really just that Enma was there. Because if Big Mom's alive in 5th episode, that's all fine. Enma's existence is like, yo, what are we talking about? You know what I mean?
Again, it's a non-canon movie. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But listen, guys, you know it's that time. We got to head out. I just want to say thank you. If you haven't liked the stream already, please like the stream. If you haven't joined our Discord, please join our Discord. We have game nights, and Hime sets them up. Then we have Antari on Fridays, who does like movie nights. It's always a banger. We always have content being pushed out. You'll find most of it through Discord. So download it if you haven't already and come join us. We're almost at 1,000 members. I haven't checked today. I know we always get like new members every time an episode premieres. So I just want to say thank you again for all the super chats, especially you, Pig Hudson, for donating as much as you did today. The love just isn't always enough for us to say how much we appreciate you, but just know that we sincerely do. But other than that, listen, guys, my name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Sam.
And it's that One Piece. Jana!
Jana.